What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including a small explosion at WWE headquarters, Randy Orton's return status, Nick Khan has been exposed, what did RUCA'S gesture mean, McMahon's WWE merger trial suddenly cancelled, a WWE star draws heat after a controversial spot, WWE fans keep getting creepier, a wrestling veteran passes away at 48, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now let's see the intro and get straight into our first story. Now, first story looks at Randy Orton's return status. Randy Orton's WWE return continues to generate heavy speculation, but the latest update suggests that fans may still be waiting a little longer before the Viper finally returns to WWE television. Orton's name recently appeared on WWE's advertised schedule for multiple SmackDown events, including the May 29th show in Barcelona, Spain. This immediately fueled rumors that Orton could return before Clash in Italy, although that never ultimately happened. WWE is now once again advertising Orton for an upcoming SmackDown event in Providence and Kansas City. However, despite the growing speculation online, Sean Ross Sapp noted that Orton is currently not scheduled for next week's SmackDown in Providence. There is also reportedly no concrete details regarding the following SmackDown event in Kansas City. Now, of course, WWE plans can always change quickly, but as of right now, no return is planned for the upcoming show. It's probably more likely that we'll see Randy Orton return before the weeks leading up to SummerSlam. Next up, a small explosion at the WWE headquarters. Now, an incident took place at WWE's new corporate headquarters, located at 707 Washington Boulevard in Stamford, Connecticut. Now, according to PW Insider, extremely windy conditions in downtown Stamford caused a large WWE flag to tear free from the roof of the building. The flag then drifted downward and collided with a nearby utility power pole. The impact reportedly caused a small explosion and sparked an immediate electrical fire, with footage captured by local residents later spreading across social media. Despite the dramatic footage and visible flames coming from the power line area, there are currently no reports of any injuries related to the incident, and since this happened in the middle of the night, it's very likely that nobody was in the building at the time. Next up, where is Jordynne Grace? Jordynne Grace's lack of direction on SmackDown is becoming more noticeable with each passing week. Despite officially being part of the roster, Grace has barely appeared on television in recent months, and it was even left out of WWE's Queen of the Ring tournament entirely. And now Sean Ross Sapp has provided some insight into what may be happening behind the scenes. Speaking during a Fightful Select Q&A, Sapp mentioned, "Where's Jordynne Grace? Feel like we haven't seen her on television in a while. Besides main events, she's been at TV, she's been backstage at them. I know Lexington, they flew her in, and she was set to fly back before the show was even started. She didn't get used. She's been working main event a lot." Since February 28th, Grace has wrestled just one SmackDown match, and it was a loss to Tiffany Stratton, while most of her recent work has taken place on main event and in dark matches, despite reportedly being healthy enough to compete again. According to Sapp, the situation largely traces back to the ankle injury Grace suffered earlier this year, which reportedly disrupted bigger creative plans WWE had discussed for WrestleMania 42, as there were rumors that she was going to be involved in a triple threat match for the US Championship. Sapp mentioned, "Honestly, she's not got her wheels moving since her injury earlier this year, and she's been just largely off television ever since. I don't get it. Nobody looks at her and wrestles like her, and I just always thought it was an easy way to book somebody." At this point, the bigger concern is the momentum. Grace arrived on the main roster with a significant amount of buzz, and the longer WWE keeps her off television, the greater the risk becomes that fans slowly stop viewing her as a priority star. But isn't this what normally happens with Triple H's booking of main roster stars? They come up and they have nothing for them, just like with Blake Monroe. All those vignettes of "she's coming" is just similar to Veer Mahaan. Next up, Nick Khan has been exposed. WWE President Nick Khan is now claiming that the main event plans for WrestleMania 40 never actually changed, despite months of reports and even WWE's own documentary suggesting otherwise. During a recent interview with Sports Business Journal, Khan addressed the Night 2 WrestleMania main event that saw Cody Rhodes defeat Roman Reigns to finally become the undisputed WWE champion. At the center of the discussion was The Rock's involvement in the WrestleMania 40 build. Earlier in 2024, WWE heavily teased a Rock vs Roman Reigns direction, with Cody Rhodes bizarrely even stepping aside temporarily after winning the Royal Rumble. However, the overwhelming backlash to the angle eventually led to WWE pivoting back toward Cody Rhodes finishing his story against Reigns. as the video on YouTube still stands as the most disliked video on WWE's entire YouTube channel. It has over 550,000 dislikes? But that situation was later openly acknowledged in WWE's WrestleMania 40 Behind the Curtain documentary, which detailed how fan reactions forced the company to adjust plans during WrestleMania season, and that's why Khan's latest comments immediately sparked debate. The plan was always how it ended up. Sometimes it's a predetermined outcome in wrestling. You want to throw the fans off and let things bake, and then boom, it ends up the way we wanted it to end up. It never changed. It was just online rumors and gossip that we were changing it. It never changed. We convinced Dwayne Johnson to come back. He's on our board of directors. It was a tag team match. He was in phenomenal shape. He did everything we asked of him and then some, but that was always the result we were looking for. However, Fightful Select later stepped in and not only challenged Khan's version of the event, but also provided additional clarity regarding WWE reported internal plans at the time. According to Fightful's report, WWE's plans did reportedly change around Royal Rumble weekend, and the outlet stated that by that point, internal word had already spread regarding The Rock's WrestleMania involvement, merchandise was already in production, and Cody Rhodes had personally been informed that creative plans had shifted. Shortly afterward, WWE television introduced the storyline where The Rock encouraged Rhodes to quote-unquote step aside before the negative fan reaction reportedly forced the company to pivot back towards Rhodes versus Reigns. Between Fightful's report and WWE's own documentary, many now believe that there is substantial evidence suggesting that Nick Khan has literally lied, and the WrestleMania plans did in fact change behind the scenes during the build to WrestleMania 40. Seems like a hard pill for WWE to swallow, isn't it? You know, that the fan backlash actually changed the whole WrestleMania plans. Why is it so hard to admit? Why not just say we effed up, we took the backlash on board, and changed things? Is their pride that fragile? What do you guys think? Next up, what did Sol Ruca's gesture mean? Now, Becky Lynch vs Sol Ruca Women's Intercontinental Championship match at WWE's live event in Rome has started to generate some online discussion for more than just the result. During the match, fans quickly noted that Sol Ruca used a chicken taunt, a gesture many wrestling fans immediately recognized. Now, in wrestling culture, the taunt has often been associated with frustration inside the ring or matches that are not fully clicking between the performers. That conversation only intensified afterwards as several online reactions pointed to awkward timing and uneven chemistry during portions of the match. At the same time, live event matches are often worked much differently from televised bouts. Wrestlers typically have more freedom to improvise, interact with the crowd, and experiment with pacing compared to the tighter structure of televised matches. It's also WWE's experiment in a way to see how fans react to matches that haven't been televised. The same chicken gesture was also done by Bret Hart in 1997 with his match against Farouk. Dave Taylor did the same gesture during a dark match on SmackDown when he tagged with Drew McIntyre to take on the Nasty Boys, which was an absolutely awful match. Despite the online discussion surrounding the performance itself, Sol Ruca ultimately left Rome still holding the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Next up, McMahon's WWE merger trial suddenly cancelled. The high-profile WWE shareholder merger lawsuit surrounding the creation of TKO Group Holdings has now suddenly taken a major turn, as the scheduled court trial has now been cancelled just days before proceedings were expected to begin. According to a report from Brandon Thurston, the 4-day trial was originally scheduled to begin on Monday, June 8th inside the Delaware Court of Chancery. However, over the weekend, Court Administrator Tamara Burton confirmed that the case had been abruptly removed from the court calendar. The lawsuit was originally filed by WWE shareholders following the September 2023 merger between WWE and UFC that created TKO Group Holdings under Endeavor's control. At the center of the case were allegations against McMahon, with plaintiffs complaining that McMahon pushed through the Endeavor deal primarily to preserve his own corporate power and influence rather than maximizing shareholder value. According to the filing, shareholders argued that McMahon alleged behind-the-scenes maneuvering prevented potential bidding wars from taking place, potentially costing investors anywhere between $466 million and nearly $1 billion in value. The case is already generating attention because McMahon himself was expected to testify alongside WWE President Nick Khan, TKO CEO Ari Emanuel, and WWE Chief Content Officer Paul Triple H Levesque. But what makes the sudden cancellation especially interesting is that no official explanation has been publicly listed on the court docket. The plaintiff's attorney, Greg Valero, also declined to comment regarding why the trial was removed from the schedule at the last minute. The only speculation is that the two sides may have reached a private settlement before the trial officially began. While no agreement has been publicly confirmed, abrupt cancellations this close to trial are often viewed by legal observers as a strong sign that negotiations may have been resolved behind closed doors. Next up, a WWE star draws heat after a controversial spot. During his match against Damian Priest at WWE's live event in Rome, Solo SIKOA drew some major attention for his actions involving the Italian flag. At different moments during the match, SIKOA appeared to wipe his feet on the flag before later draping it around himself like a towel. The actions immediately sparked a strong reaction from the crowd inside the arena. And the Italian fans didn't hold back either, loudly booing and jeering the SmackDown star for what many viewed as disrespectful behavior toward the nation's flag. It's unknown if WWE plans to issue an apology, but messing with the country's flag hasn't gone down well in the past. You might remember that Kurt Angle was also in big trouble, blew his nose on the Indian flag on WWE television all the way back in 1998, and WWE was forced to issue an apology. Next up, Chelsea Green rejects a character change. Chelsea Green says she has no problem embracing her current comedy-heavy role in WWE, and has zero interest in forcing a more serious character change just to alter fan perception. While speaking on the Major Wrestling Figure podcast, Matt Cardona asked Green whether she wanted opportunities to show a more dramatic range after becoming part of one of WWE's most entertaining acts. But Green quickly pushed back on the idea, explaining that she'd already explored serious characters throughout her career in NXT and TNA.
You've really excelled in a role that is heavily entertaining and humorous, but not always treated seriously. Do you want to show your range and do more serious story segments, or do you enjoy the role you're in too much?
No, I've done everything at different companies.
Yeah.
Like I was just telling you this. I feel like I've literally done everything. I was serious as Reclusa.
Yeah, but that was like 2 weeks.
But so what?
Yeah.
So what? Like, I have been serious.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I was like serious when I was coming up in NXT.
Yeah.
Green also pointed out to her earlier TNA and NXT runs as periods where she focused more heavily on wrestling and presentation before eventually finding success with the hot mess character. More importantly, she made it clear that she genuinely enjoys what she's doing right now.
But when I first started in TNA, even though I was a character, I was still kind of serious. And like I wrestled seriously. And then the hot mess was like something really unique. No, I love what I'm doing. I have no complaints. And also like, okay, being serious, like where's that going to get me? Not booked every week.
Right. Who cares? Right. It's entertainment. World Wrestling Entertainment.
For Green, becoming more serious does not automatically guarantee a better spot on television. She appears completely comfortable playing the role that consistently keeps her featured on WWE programming. Next up, WWE fans keep getting creepier. Now, Tiffany Stratton is one of the many WWE stars who regularly attracts large crowds during fan events and meet and greets. However, one interaction during WWE's recent European Summer Tour ended up generating backlash online for all the wrong reasons. WWE launched the tour on May 28th in Liverpool, England, where Stratton participated in several fan meet and greet sessions, and following the event, one attendee posted a photo with the WWE star on social media, alongside a caption that many online immediately viewed as inappropriate and very disrespectful. Finally got to meet Tiffany Stratton. I've drained myself so many times to this gorgeous woman. Ugh. The post quickly sparked criticism across social media, with many users condemning the comments directed towards Stratton. As the backlash intensified, the account reportedly deleted both the original post and the rest of its social media content shortly afterwards. Once again, the discussion surrounding boundaries and respectful behavior towards wrestlers during public appearances and fan interactions must be said. And finally, a wrestling veteran passes away at 48. Our final story of the day is a rather sad one, as Canadian wrestling veteran The Great Kasaki, real name Anthony Fujimura, has sadly passed away at the age of 48. Kasaki became well known through All-Star Wrestling in Canada, while also competing in Japan throughout his career. News of his passing was confirmed by ASW, where he was considered one of the promotion's longtime stars and respected veterans. ASW is profoundly disheartened to inform our fans that we have lost an ASW legend this week, The Great Kasaki. Sometimes the weight on one's shoulders cannot be understood. Anthony's sense of humor, creativity, passion, and mentorship skills will not be replicated. Thrash Wrestling also paid tribute to him, remembering the support and mentorship that he showed the younger talent over the years. Rest in peace, The Great Kasaki. Thrash Wrestling will always remember your mentoring and the love and support you always showed us. You were a true friend. Former WWE stars The Bollywood Boys also shared a heartfelt message while highlighting the importance of mental health. Sad news out of the British Columbia scene. Rest in peace, Great Kasaki. Glad we got to share the ring nearly 20 years ago, very early in our careers. Mental health is a real thing. Please reach out, it's never too late. We at Wrestlelamia send our deepest condolences to the Great Kasaki's family, friends, and loved ones during this difficult time. But there you have it, folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below. I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.